Hey guys, and welcome to the DIY Fixers channel, where we learn a lot on how to do stuff the DIY style like professionals. Please, your subscription is highly valuable. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'll be sure to deliver awesome, relevant content that you'll find useful in your day-to-day life. Today, let's look at Gmail. So personally, I have well over 20 Gmail accounts or email addresses. I know guys who have well over 50 of them, but at least I think you have more than one. So having all those Gmail accounts can be quite tough, especially since you have to log into each one of them and monitor your correspondences. I'm going to show you guys that there's a way you can link all your Gmail accounts into one single account for ease of correspondence and personal organization. Let's get down to it. So for this video right here, I have four email addresses, all of which I use on a day-to-day basis. They're associated with my various businesses. This is my primary Gmail account that I use on a day-to-day basis, while the rest of them I monitor from time to time. So if there could be a way I can link all these email accounts into this primary Gmail right here, that would be quite useful, since I won't have to monitor the individual Gmail accounts from time to time. Any correspondences made to these Gmail accounts right here should be and must be delivered to my primary email account. So to do that, I'm going to use these four Gmail accounts for demonstration purposes. So on the email account that you wish to forward your emails to the primary Gmail, on the top right hand side of your screen, click on Settings. On the Quick Settings section, click See All Settings. On the Settings section, look for Forwarding and POP/IMAP and click on that. On the Forwarding section, you'll see Add a Forwarding Address and click on it. It gives you an opportunity to add the email address. Add the primary email address that you want all your emails to be forwarded to. For my case, it is mjohnsol@gmail.com. and click Next. A pop-up screen will appear requesting you to confirm, so click Proceed, instructing you to check your primary Gmail account to verify for permission. So click OK and go to your primary Gmail account. You'll get a Gmail forwarding confirmation email. Click on that email to open. Click on this link to confirm the request to forward emails from your secondary email account to your primary email account. So click on that. Once again, for security purposes, you will be asked to confirm. So click Confirm to finish the process. So that's a success. So click on the close button and go to your secondary email address that you just configured and refresh. So once you refresh, you can see that your primary email address has been added to this email address for forwarding purposes. So the primary setting will be set to disable the forwarding. So you have to click Forward a copy of incoming emails to your primary email address. In addition, you get to set your preferred settings. So should emails arrive at your secondary email address, what do you want Gmail to do? Do you want Gmail to keep a copy of your email in the inbox, or do you want them to be marked as read or archived or deleted? So for my case, I think I prefer keeping a copy in my inbox, since sometimes in future I may need to unpair the Gmail, so I want to have a copy of all my emails intact. So after clicking on Forward a copy of incoming mail to this primary email address, click Save Changes. That's it. It's that simple. So you can go ahead and replicate that process for as many secondary email addresses as you have. If you have 50 of them, configure them to forward any correspondences made to the primary email address. So I'd like to simulate a scenario where I receive emails to this secondary email address, but I want them to appear in my primary email address or Gmail account. So let me go and send a sample email from my secondary email address here to this email address and see whether they are going to be forwarded to my primary email address. All right, so the email account is diy.fixes.channel@gmail.com. Test. This is a sample email to test the functionality that we just finished setting. Thanks. All right, so the email has been sent. It should appear on the secondary email address. There it is. So we have received an email in our secondary email address, as well as receiving a copy of this email address to my primary email address. So the email you received from your secondary email address is going to indicate clearly that the email was actually sent to this address right here. So you will know which email is forwarding the email to your primary email address. I guess that's clear. All right. After setting your emails for forwarding, the next step involves configuring the emails for ease of correspondences. By this, I mean that you want to ensure that each email forwarded to your primary email address is replied to in a manner that the receiver is going to see as though it was actually sent to the person who was originally sent the email to. So let me show you guys how to do that. On the actual primary email address, go to the settings button on the top right hand side corner of your screen. On the quick settings section, click see all settings. On the settings section, click accounts and import. Go down towards the middle, and where it's written send email as, you'll see an option to add another email address, and click on that. So here you're going to add the name and email address of the email that you have just confirmed to forward its emails to your primary emails. For this case, my emails are being forwarded from diy.fixes.channel@gmail.com to mjohnsol@gmail.com. So I want to add this email right here to my primary email address. So diy.fixes.channel@gmail.com. And if the name is different from your primary email address, go ahead and change that name to, let's say, DIY Fixes, and click next step. Alright, so you'll be requested to send a verification to the secondary email address for purposes of security. So click send verification. Right, so you go to your secondary email address and check whether there is any confirmation sent by Gmail, and there is a confirmation code right here. Copy that code and paste the code on the pop-up screen. Click verify. All right, and that's it. So when you reply to emails being sent from this secondary email address to the primary email address, you have the opportunity to choose who is responding to the email, right? So for my case, let me go to my inbox and refresh the account to ensure that the settings have been accurately captured by the Gmail system. So let me go right here and reply to this email. So when I go to replying to the email, I have the opportunity to choose who is replying to the email. Is it the primary email address or is it the secondary email address? All right, so you don't have to worry in terms of if emails are forwarded to my primary email address and I reply to them, they'll appear as though they are being replied to by the primary email address. No, you can configure, so you can add as many email addresses right here, so that if you reply to an email that was forwarded to you, you can choose who is replying to the email. So that way you know that you're dealing with a single email address that handles all your Gmail's correspondences. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to reply to each one of them.